सुना रहेगा ना? करूँ रेडी? आगे सुफियान 17 लोग हैं, क्या करने का? अपने लोगों को मैसेज डालो, सबको ज्वाइन करो करके। तुम हो ना ग्रुप में? ये फैकल्टी ग्रुप में डालो। क्या डाल रहे हो? ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव में डाल रहे हो? हाँ, ट्रांसफॉर्मेटिव में डालो, सब उधर दिए। मैं फैकल्टी में डालते हैं। बोल दो उसको स्टार्ट करने के लिए। आगे 25 हो गए।
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I think we have 26 people joined right now, so we can start with the session. So today we have a very special speaker. His name is Professor Dr. Sachin Ashok Kumar Kadam. He's an esteemed academician researcher with over 18 years of teaching experience and 2 years in the industry. He holds a PhD in MCA and BTech along with various professional certifications, including CISA, LA, ISO 2727001. And currently, sir is working as a professor in the computer application at Bharati Vidyapeeth, Pune. He also has a position of Director of Information and Communication Technology. He has more than 30 research papers published in journals and 20 research papers are presented at various conferences. He has 4 registered patents with him right now, and he would be the speaker for today. So once again, I welcome everyone, and I would like Mr. Sachin Kadam to go ahead and continue with the lecture.
Thank you, Mr. Kurushi. First, let me express my gratitude towards Dr.PAIU-AIMS University and Arana Institute of Management Sciences for allowing me a chance to be part of this FDP about transformative teaching. Thanks to Dr. Roshan Ghazi sir, Shagupta madam, Javed Khan sir for providing this particular platform. How many participants we are expecting, sir, in total?
So registrations are more than 100, more than 150 to be honest, to be precise. Down the line, 100 will be joining soon.
Okay. So,
if you want, you can go ahead, sir. You can start.
Shall I start?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'm just sharing this particular session. I have divided in 2 parts. First, there will be one. Generally, whenever we are discussing AI, I feel that we need to be clear about what to expect from AI as a teacher. So, first part of today's session, I'll be discussing more or less about what to practically expect from AI technology as on today. And that thing will be followed by how practically we can, expectations is one thing, then practically how we can use that particular thing using existing tools. And the tool which we are going to emphasize more for today's session is Chat GPT. So that is the agenda for today's session. Is it okay?
Program में हूँ मैं, seminar.
Any of the participants? Is it okay?
That's fine,
Yes,
but
sir.
can you please raise your voice a bit?
Pardon, madam?
Can you please be little louder?
Okay.
Yes, sir. Agenda is very nice. Thank you.
Am I audible now properly?
Yes,
Yes,
sir. You're
sir.
audible. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. So let us start with the first part of the session. I'm going to share my presentation with you.
Dr. Sachin, can I have a request to you?
Yes, madam.
This is Professor Dr. Irabatti.
Yes.
Actually, sir, because ChatGPT and all these are nowadays, like, everyone knows. So could it be there any other softwares which probably are not so used but still could be more useful as an educator for content development or maybe for evaluation or for rubrics or maybe for delivering or making the classes more interactive. So those will be more preferred than ChatGPT. Would it be possible?
Actually, the part of ChatGPT which I'm planning to discuss, I feel that probably most of you may not have ever experienced that particular thing. All of us, so we are using ChatGPT through its free account.
Okay.
There are 2 other versions. One is a Plus account and Enterprise account.
No, I think there are many other applications which are equally in the free version, but could be used for better purposes than ChatGPT, and they are more effective in terms of utilizing it for teaching learning process. Okay, fine, we can proceed. I thought if it is possible, so that everybody will get benefited, that was the only concern.
Yes, madam. We'll try to cover other tools also. There are so many tools. So I have taken a common denominator, but definitely we'll try to address this particular tool. Shall we move ahead?
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah. Thank you.
कुछ डायरेक्ट कैसे एंटर हो जाती होती ना कोई भी वो कैसे होता है कोई करेक्ट होता है जब भी था मैंने नहीं अलाउ किया तो एक लेडी अंदर जब मैंने
What is visible on your screen?
वो रिकॉर्डिंग
Yes, sir, it is visible.
So let us first
मेरे से
try to understand the practical expectations which we should keep with AI. So three things we are going to address. First, let us try to understand the evolution of AI. Then, what's its present status,
अभी मैं कैसे एंटर हूँ
and then what is practically possible. Once we're done that, then we'll try to understand its industry adoption in India and its relevance to us as academicians. Once these 2 points are clear, then we'll be moving towards why AI has become such a popular phenomenon nowadays. Only due to one killer application, that is ChatGPT, and its relevance to us. So these are the 3 points which I will be stressing during this particular presentation. So let us start with the first part. But before we go and start discussion, there is one point which I want to discuss. There is a story. If you're aware that there are so many Upanishads, and particularly there is one Upanishad that is a Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. Now, in this Upanishad, in one of the sections, there is a story about a story of Prajapati. Now, gods, men, and asuras, they are considered to be sons of Prajapati. Gods live in heaven, men on earth, and asuras in Patal. Now, even though they are living at different places, they have different types of existences, one thing is common. All three of them are unhappy. So, gods, men, and asuras, they go to Prajapati with a question about their unhappiness, why they are unhappy. Prajapati answers this particular question only through one syllable, the. That's it. But this only one syllable, now see, the question is posed by three different types of people, gods, men, and asuras. Question is same, and Prajapati answers with only one syllable, the. The interpretations are different. Gods interpret it as damyata, be self-control, because gods, they have everything. So they're enjoying everything to the utmost limits. So they feel that no, that is not possible. That's why probably we are unhappy. So what Prajapati wants to say through the syllable the is, we need to follow damyata, that means we need to be self-control. Men are always striving to collect the things. So they feel that probably Prajapati wants us to be more charitable. So by the he means we need to be more data. And then asuras, they interpret everything as dayadvam. That means they feel that we need to be more compassionate. All three found answer to their question and they happily went. So this is the story. Now, we are going to leave this particular story at this point itself. We'll come back to this particular story at the end of this particular presentation. Is it okay? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So just keep this story in back of your mind. Okay. So now we are going to revisit this story only at the end of this particular presentation. Now, start with the first part, evolution. its present status, and what is practically possible through AI as on today.
घर से भी कर सकते हैं अपन है ना संडे को
Now, when we say AI, sometimes what happens is one particular term we use so many times that that term loses its meaning. So let us try to understand first what actually we mean when we are using the word AI. About A, there is very much clarity. We feel that A means artificial. So this is very much clear. Artificial. The confusion is about what is the meaning of I. So this is the question. And whatever interpretations we may give to I, almost all of them can be included in the term AI. So what is this I? So one thing is clear, artificial. A stands for artificial. When we say artificial,
Intelligence.
we mean it is not natural. When we say not natural, that means made by somebody. Okay. Up to this particular point, the thought process is very much clear. So now, when we say made by somebody, who is that somebody? Now, here are two images. Both are dams. Their purpose is same, block the water. But the image on the left hand side, this particular dam is created by what animal? Beaver. Whereas the dam on the right hand side created by
able to join
humans.
सवा 3 बजे बोल रही थी आई
So generally, as on today, whenever we use the word artificial that is made by somebody, generally that somebody is us, humans. So I think the first part is clear, artificial. Now let us try to understand the second part, or what's the meaning of this I? Is it intelligence? Is it intuition? Or is it I am aware? That kind of I. That means when we use that particular term as if aware. So all these three interpretations of the word I is possible.
नरसा रेड्डी को व्हाट्सएप
But
में
now,
गूगल
when we are talking about say as if aware or awareness interpretation, then
क्या करने का
we are walking on an entirely different tangent. Similarly, when we are talking about say intuition, it's entirely a different thing. And when we are talking about intelligence, it is entirely different thing. So now, when we talk about intelligence, it's a very difficult thing to define. Intuition is much more difficult than intelligence to define. And awareness, this is one of the most toughest question. Actually, there are five toughest questions in the world. So awareness comes second there. So now, for today's discussion, let us forget about the toughest question. So we are not going to discuss anything about I as in awareness. I am aware. We are not going to discuss that thing. Intuition, yes, again, it's a difficult thing, and still we are not very much clear whether it falls under the category of science or philosophy. So we are not going to discuss about intuition also. So that leaves us with intelligence.
ट्राई करते हैं तेरे
Now,
लैपटॉप पे सर्वर खुलता है क्या है
intelligence
अगर नहीं खुलता है
is an English word.
फिर आपको ओटीपी देखते रहो किसका
In
नंबर
Sanskrit, Hindi, Marathi,
सर्वर नंबर
replacement word may be buddhi. Actually, this is not exactly a replacement for the word intelligence. But for our discussion, yes, we can use the word buddhi for intelligence. And now, when we say buddhi, that means the power of discretion. So that's the meaning of AI, which practically we use as on today.
उसका फायदा क्या रहता है हम देखते हैं
Are you with me up to this?
तो सबको डालना चाहिए देख के सब बोलते हैं सर ये
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, this meaning of AI was proposed by Alan Turing. He provided a proof of concept about this type of intelligence in 1950. He does not only provided the concept, but he also proposed a test to verify the behavioral aspect of any system that does it complies with artificial intelligence. That particular test is known as Turing test, or sometimes as imitation game. Recently, there was a movie also by this particular name, charting the biography of Alan Turing. Now, let us compare. In 1950s, AI concept was tossed. Now, let us first try to understand the difficulty level of AI as a domain. And for that particular thing, we require some metric or some comparison scale against which we can compare AI. So, I have taken two industries which have a legacy. So, first industry is automotive industry. First proof of concept in automobile industry was provided in 1885 by Benz, and after 25 years, production automobiles were available from Ford. That means it took 25 years for the automotive industry to mature. When we talk about rockets, proof of concept was provided during the Second World War by Germany in 1942, and the moon machine Apollo 11 was successfully completed in 1969. So again, it took almost 25 years for this technology to mature. Computers. First proof of concept computers were available during the end of the Second World War, 1945 in India, and within 5 years, production computers were available from IBM and other companies. So if you just check it out, here there are three industries: automobile industry, rocket industry, and computer industry. Generally, they are taking 5 to 25 years to mature. That means from proof of concept to production. Now, if you try to apply this metric to AI, then the proof of concept was provided in 1950 by Alan Turing, and it's almost 75 years. We are here now. So, what is the status after 75 years? In 23, there was first AI Safety Summit. It was the first international conference discussing the safety and regulation of AI. So now, whenever industry starts discussing about the safety and regulation about any technology, its indirect meaning is that technology has matured enough. The venue was Bletchley Park. 28 countries participated, including India, and the Bletchley Declaration said that we need to regulate the AI, frontier AI. Then the second point was very much critical: potential use of AI for terrorism, criminal activity, and warfare. And the third one was on entirely a different tangent: existential risk posed to humanity as a whole. Now, if you just check it out, the venue, it's very much interesting because this is where Alan Turing did his pioneering work on AI. That is now the circle is complete after almost 75 years. So AI is not rocket science because rocket science took hardly 25 years to mature. It's much difficult than that because it has taken almost 75 years to mature. And now, if you just check it out, recently also our Prime Minister he is attending one AI conference, AI summit, which is hardly a second or third. So yes. AI is a mature technology now.
हमारे मम्मी भी टॉल है, उनकी फैमिली में सब टॉल है, मेरे मम्मी भी टॉल है, उसका मतलब कुछ नहीं है।
आई देखे नीचे उनका
छोटा वाला सच में मैंने वो देखा था बड़ा
Now,
वाला, छोटे वाला
even though it's a mature technology, there are two ways we can look at AI. There is one philosophical perspective,
डैडी उसके इसमें नहीं
अभी बार बार नहीं
which,
आने का
वो चाहे करेंगे
मम्मी लेके मत जाओ उसको
hello,
Excuse me, Dr. Bharti ma'am, can you mute your mic? Okay, it is mute now, sir. Sir, please continue.
अभी मैं भाईजन से इतना बात नहीं करती, भाईजन भी नहीं बोलती है
now,
बट
when I was discussing the terminology with respect to I, that is, are we going to interpret I as intelligence or intuition, or I as if I am aware?
लेकिन मेरी ऐसी बात नहीं
Now, intuition and awareness, definitely they are prerogatives of
उससे
philosophy.
किधर से लिया सैचन
But intelligent, that thing also has some philosophical aspects. So there is a part of theoretical research which is going on,
वहाँ गया
which tries to replicate human intelligence. And while doing that, what they are doing, they are exploring intelligence plus some other aspects like emotions and morals. But now, when you try to replicate human intelligence, when you want to replicate something, you need to understand that particular thing properly. Now, here we are trying to replicate human intelligence using human intelligence. So, it's a classic question in philosophy: can a system self-analyze and understand itself? So, this is known as hard AI, where we are trying to replicate human intelligence. And this is of interest to us, practical perspective of AI, focusing on applied research and real world applications. So this is what we can expect. So this particular perspective, it does not attempt to replicate human intelligence. It explores specific problems such as spam filtering, image recognition, chess. That means they are not putting up high goals. It's the low hanging fruits. Actually, these fruits are also not that much low hanging, but that's what they are focusing. So this approach of AI is problem specific. This we call soft AI. Sometimes it is also referred as soft computing. And this is the AI as popularly we know. So this AI we are going to focus henceforth.
वहाँ पे एक सेकंड सिस्टम ऑन ही रखना, बंद मत
Is it
करना।
okay up to this?
अगर इमरजेंसी में किसका
Are you with me?
तो उधर जा।
Yes, sir.
और
Yes,
पूरी
sir.
पेज बात, चाय का बोल।
Yes, sir.
So now let us move ahead.
तुम पिएंगे चाय? बस
Then what are the examples of this particular practical approach or applied approach?
ठंडा पी।
One thing,
कोल्ड कॉफी।
we may work focus to perform a specific task more effectively. So the Deep Blue supercomputer was the poster boy for this particular approach. So this particular supercomputer was specifically designed to beat Gary Kasparov. So this is an example of AI where we are focusing to perform a specific task more effectively. Then second type is do predictions based on available data. I think most of you must have seen this movie, Minority Report. So this movie explores a specialized police department which apprehends criminals using foreknowledge. That means they analyze the genetic patterns of the citizens well in advance, and accordingly they try to predict the criminal traits and try to take some proactive actions. So So this is the predictions far stretch to the other extreme. But now I would like to ask one question. Here, whatever they are talking in Minority Report, is it a science fiction, participants? It was a science fiction movie where a police force is doing predictions, but is it a science fiction?
I think no,
No,
sir.
it's a behavioral friction because they have understood different algorithms regarding the human behavior.
Right?
Based on that, those conclusions and the predictions were made.
Perfect. Now see today, police is using this particular technology in day-to-day activities. So whenever say there is a festival or say elections are there, they have this entire background data, and accordingly they apprehend certain criminals or certain people. So what was a science fiction hardly in 2002, in 20 years it has now become a reality, and this is the popular thing today. Generate new content. That content may be in the form of text, something like say answers to questions or speech writing or kitchen recipes. You may generate images, text to image,
Come, come.
or
आओ.
you may give the description and the system will
हालत है.
generate the image,
है? उनको मुझे पानी लाने के लिए भी
or
बोलो.
you may use the AI to generate new software code
ये लेके जाओ बोलना. इसके अंदर मैम को पानी
or
दे.
to translate the
अरे
contents
तो उसको बिंदु को लेके जाइए.
or to create a music which is considered to be
ट्राई करके
the authority of human beings or a symbol of intelligence. Now, so many